Everyone, I wanted to make a tutorial on using some things available to us in Drive for possible e-learning assignments, maybe students making a poster or even a digital ebook. And so I turned my email notification. So what I was going to do was show you if you go to your Drive and then you click New, a lot of times we're used to using Google Docs, but Google Slides has a lot more options for us. And so I know that they have templates, but I'm just going to click blank presentation. And I watched a tutorial on how to make a PDF ebook in PowerPoint. And I'm basically just going to do the same thing, but in Google Drive. So one thing we can do is, yes, I know they have all of these themes for us to choose from, but for now, I'm just going to start fresh. And one thing I'm going to do is change this from basically a landscape page to a portrait page. So I'm going to go down here to page setup from file. And instead of widescreen, which you can keep it widescreen, it's no big deal. But just for fun, I'm going to show you how to make it something, even if you wanted to print this out in the future ever, that you could do that. So we'll make this 8.5 by 11. You could do 8.5 by 14 or 17 if you wanted to make a poster, but I'll apply this. And I'm just going to get rid of the preset stuff. So I'm going to kind of click on this box. I'm going to hit backspace, and then I'm going to click on this one. I like to get for whatever reason, I like it better when that white cursor's up on that box. I'm going to hit backspace. So now I've just got basically a blank piece of paper that I'm working with. So just think of if students have read something and you want them to do a summary, maybe you want them to make a magazine cover about it or a mini magazine. Just start thinking about some of the things that they could do and then just go from there. So just to give some design elements, we can go to this little icon right here for shapes. You can also go to insert and get all of the same things, but I'm going to go up to shape and click on shape. And for now, I know there's so many choices, but I'm going to click on this rectangle. And let's say that I want to get a nice sort of header bar up here. Let's give that a go. I want to get it so there's no white space. So I have to kind of click around and pull that up. And yeah, I think that looks good. I'm going to click on this again and I'm going to change that color. I'm going to go with what looks like a green tea ice cream color. Then I'm going to add another shape down the left side. So I'm going to pick this rectangle again and start at the corner, pull it down. Yeah. All right. So I can see there's a little bit of white space over here. So I'm going to click in there again and try to drag that over a little bit. Okay. So let's say that I want this to be a nice blue color. I'm going to pick something in that same zone there, that one. Now, I may want this to be on top, so I have to click on that shape, and then I have to actually go to Arrange and then Order and bring that to the front. So now it does look more like the main header. So if I want to give this a title, I'm going to click in there again, and this time I'm going to click on text box and just drag in a text box. Now this 14 is going to be way too small. I'm going to go to 48 and I'm going to type title. So whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm going to put my cursor in front of that. And then I'm going to go over here to align and see if that will center for me. And you can even change the color of this. Maybe you want to make that white. So if you think that looks nice and smooth and elegant, then you're ready to start adding other things. So, and again, you can make this for students or ask students to make it for you. I think that's what is great about this. We have so many options to move things around in slides that we don't have on in docs. So obviously now I can type anything that I want just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to make this a 24 and just type some things in here. Things you might do ask students to give you information, summaries, insights, some reflections, just anything like that. So we can fill up this whole text box with as much text as we want. I'll just keep pasting it in here just for fun, basically. Get ourselves a lot of text. Whoops, sorry about that. How about some more text? More text is always good. So we can see we can fill that up. And what I like is basically I can just click and now I am going to insert an image. So if I click on insert image, and let's say I do have something on my computer, I have to make sure it is a JPEG. So earlier I clicked on this one, and if I hover just a little bit, it tells me it's a Chrome HTML document, and that's not going to work. So I can double click on it and get this, which is going to be a problem. So if I go back to image, and for whatever reason, I do have it in here twice. If I hover, this one tells me it's a JPEG. So I'm going to double click that one, and this time it does go there. So that looks pretty nice. If I want to add some more text down here, I can do that with another text box. And so we have all sorts of things we can do on that. Now, if we like this setup, then we can go to slide and say duplicate slide. And now I've got the exact same thing, but if for whatever reason I want to move things around, then I can move this bluish bar over to the right. I can move my chemistry joke here. I can move, I'm going to have to move this text box. Move it. I'll just move it off to the side for a little bit. I have to drag this one over here, and now I can put this guy back on. So what's nice is we can do those sorts of things. I'm going to add another slide, and this time I'm just going to do a new slide. And on this one, if I want to have a really interesting picture in the background, then I'm going to have to go to slide and change the background and look for an image. And this time, why don't I just do a nice Google image search? And let's say that I want to look for a really pretty picture of a lake or something just kind of soothing. I like this one. Hopefully that won't be too dark. And I'll say done. So if I want to now have some text in an area where I want to talk about, let's say, lake life or something like that, then I can do that. So that does also make a nice sort of poster image. I know in the olden days, we would have had our students buy some poster board to make some posters, or if they were in our classrooms, obviously we could hand them paper and ask them to make something. But at this point in time, we're going to have to live in this digital world where everything is in cyberspace. But I thought those were some really nice design element things to consider. Now, you can make these PDFs. You don't have to worry about all the stuff with sharing and who can see what and clicking on links. We could just save these as PDFs. So if I go down to File and I say Download and then I click PDF, then I will get these 3 pages as an easy PDF to view. So in Schoology, students could send you an actual file, and then you could be looking at how they decided to present their information, and if they ended up wanting to make sort of a mini sign or poster. So if you have any questions, please let me know.